Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror and sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now today I will be welcoming a comedian from the Bay Area, a very funny comedian. Her name is Lavon Godfrey. I've known her through Facebook the last four years or so. I'm having her on the podcast today, talk about stand-up comedy in the Bay Area, talk about how she started and what have you, and all that stuff. And it's going to be pretty cool, I think. Like I said, she's very funny, and I don't get along with a lot of my fellow comics in the Bay Area, but the ones I do get along with, I treasure them, and I'm glad to have them on, and I feel very lucky. So, here is my interview with Lavon Godfrey. Hi, Lavon.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine.
Awesome. Thank you for taking the time tonight. That's pretty awesome.
You're welcome. I'm honored.
Yeah. So, going back to the beginning, did you always know that you were funny growing up?
Everybody told me that. In fact, I'm sitting right next to my cousins right now that I grew up with. And all throughout school, I was the one, the class clown, the one who made everybody laugh, no matter what we was going through.
Mm-hmm. So you were like the clown of the family?
I was like the clown of the family, the clown of the school. What else, Mika?
Mm-hmm.
We on podcast live about me being funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mika said, my cousin said I was just funny, period. Naturally funny.
Nice. Did you watch comedy growing up?
I did watch comedy when I realized I wanted to be a comedian. It was Def Jam that was on, and Laura Hayes was doing her stand-up, and when she took her wig off, riding around in the car looking for her sister's boyfriend, I just thought that was so funny. And I knew I wanted to be a comedian back then. Then I went to school at Laney and got my theater art degree. So I'm a comedian and an actress. And I just started getting off into comedy, and it wasn't what I thought. There was a lot of biased things going on. And I decided to take my dream into my own hands and make it work for me. I do suffer from depression. I am on a comeback. In fact, February 15th will be 3 years that I would have been passed away if I would have succeeded, because I'm a survivor of shooting my own self in the head in 2016.
Oh my God. Wow, I didn't know about that. That's just fairly recent. I also started out in acting and got into stand-up, and I suffer from depression too. Not quite that severe, but I do suffer from depression. It's just amazing how God gives us these opportunities to follow our dreams when we feel like we're at our lowest.
Right. I agree, but it's an everyday struggle, and out through that, I opened up my own nonprofit comedy club. Is what I do now is I write live sketches on stage, and I produce. I also have a game show where I give away a lot of grand, good prizes, and then I hire extra comedians to come in, and we do diverse comedy. So all in one show, kind of get like a Saturday Night Live, a game show, and comedy all within 2 hours.
Yeah, sketch comedy and stand-up comedy.
And game show.
Who are your biggest influences growing up in comedy?
I think Martin Lawrence was one of my favorites. Lunell Campbell was one of my idols. The one who gave me the strength to go get on stage and try it out was Lunell Campbell. And let me see who else. Watching in living color, Dave Chappelle, Cat Williams, Richard Pryor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are all great. I love all those guys. Also, how about you watch Saturday Night Live too?
I did, and in Living Color.
Yeah.
So that's where I kind of get my writing skills from. The old school, watching them, and then incorporating my own thing with it.
Mm-hmm. Did you study improvisation in school?
I did. I had a teacher named Mary Ross and Mike Torres from Laney College.
Nice. So you went to college, and then when did you start doing stand-up?
Stand-up came about, I want to say I've been in it now 6 or 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted to do it, but I didn't do it until I met Liddell at a TV radio station, and she gave me the courage to go ahead and try it.
Where did you get up on? Go ahead.
You mean where's my home?
Yeah.
Of course, Tommy T's.
Oh, Tommy T's. That's where you went for the first time to do it?
That's where I went for the first time. That's the first time my feet touched the stage was Tommy T.
And were you nervous?
I was nervous. I was scared, but I was natural. And it came easy because I tell like real life stories about my past, and I make them come to life. I'm more of an animated comedian. I don't just stand in one place. I move around the stage, and I would say I'm more of the maybe a female version of Eddie Griffin or Cat Williams.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty good description. I've seen at least one of your videos that you've posted on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when the first time you went on stage, I mean, did you have like a plan of what you were going to do? Did you like write at home first?
I wrote at home. I wrote out how I was going to come out on stage. I practiced it in the mirror. I wrote what I was going to say to the audience, how I was going to involve the audience. I wrote how I was going to end. Unfortunately, sometimes it don't always happen that way, but it helps you out to map things out, to stay focused when you do it that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the first time I did stand up, 2006 at the Brainwash Cafe. I was doing all these jokes from this one comedian I like named Bob Zaney, who I interviewed recently, and he was very flattered that I did his material the first time I went up. And then I did this rant about Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes getting married at the time, and like there's two girls left in the audience. They laughed at like his jokes, but then when I did my own stuff, they didn't laugh, and they actually got up and left. And it was like the end of the night. And Tony Sparks, he knew that he knew those early jokes weren't my own.
Well, I never tried that. I always came original, and it always worked for me. And I stuck to that. You know, everybody got their own style, and I'm just a, different kind of comedian.
Yeah, I didn't know that I was going to be pursuing stand-up. I was just doing it because my friend, wanted to go try it and stuff. And I did want to try it, but not that particular night. He just said, "Come on, man, let's go." And I was just like, "Okay, I'll just do Bob Zaney's jokes and my own rant or whatever, and that'll be that." But then I fell in love with the stand-up stage, and then just kept going and writing my own shit and took it from there.
Wow. Is it working out for you now?
Yeah, I've been taking a break the last 2 years because I moved up here to Reading where there's no comedy because I've been taking care of my mom and stuff. But when I do get back on stage again, whenever I come down to the Bay, and when I plan on moving to LA this year, I'm going to be just dedicated. I'm going to be doing it several times a night, 7 nights a week, and I'm just going to keep going because I love doing it.
Well, that's good. But if you live down there, you can always start your own thing down there.
I would, but it's very conservative and very rednecky down here, and like, you know, my type of humor wouldn't fly with the people down here.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't want you to get lynched. Don't do that.
It's funny. I took an acting class down here, and I talked to some theater people. I said, you know, I want to start doing my own one-man show, and I'd like to you know, start it down here and stuff. And they're like, oh, I haven't heard your material, but I know the way you talk with all the swearing you do. I don't think it would work out down here and stuff. And this theater company is politically incorrect. Can you imagine that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm working on a one-woman show too. It's called The Night That I Shot Myself. But the only thing is, there are going to be people that like us. There are going to be people that don't, and it's okay, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's no big thing.
So Tommy T's has been your home club. Have you performed in any other big clubs in the Bay?
The Color Purple.
The Purple Onion?
Yeah, the Purple Onion. Yeah, I'm sorry. The Purple Onion. And then from there, I started traveling like New York, Grand Ridge. And then by that time, I kind of figured it out that was real hard for women in comedy. So I just shut down for a minute, went through my depression, came out of it, and started my own thing. I'm more happier now. I'm in my own lane. I'm a self-made star, and I produce my own shows. I got my own chicken sauce, my own clothing line.
Wow.
And I'm pretty much happy that way. I mean, you can make a lot of money underground as well. You don't have to be always in the front. And I don't know what my destiny is, but I know that I'm a strong woman, and I don't let guys disrespect me or talk to me crazy. It's been a long battle with a few comedians from Oakland. It has been ongoing because they are not used to women running their own thing and taking a stand. So, you know,
yeah,
I'll just say that I wish everybody the best. I'm in my own lane, and I don't have anything bad to say about anybody unless you say something bad about me, and then I'm going to get on your helmet. Other than that, I'm Lavon Godfrey, a.k.a. the Gangsta Diva of comedy, and I just want to do my dream.
Yeah, it's the way it should be. I'll tell you, I'm doing the exact same thing. I've been dealing with a lot of asshole comics. You know, the last 4 years that I've been recovering from my accident, I've been dealing with a lot of jealousy and bullshit. And now there's this fake Me Too rumor about me going around. It's gone around in some comedy circles, but not a lot, thank God. But because it's not true, you know, some male comics are saying that I pulled a Louis C.K. on some female comic, and they like won't give me like a name or a timeline because it's not true. You know, they won't like name names or nothing. But it's just like, you know, that's disrespectful.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would serve everybody with a cease and desist or tell them to prove it, because you cannot do slander. If something is true and you can prove it, there's nothing you can do about it. But if it's not true, that's like slandering. And that is one of the reasons why I served a lot of comedians with cease and desist, because they were internet punks. And I just couldn't keep going back and forth. So I decided to take the professional role about it. And yeah, you can do that. It's legal. If somebody is spreading rumors about you and it's not true, they don't have facts, you serve them with that letter. They keep going, start litigations on them.
Mm-hmm.
But only if it's not true you can do that.
Yeah.
But it's a few people they have that going around about. That's why I don't go in closed areas with male comments and stuff. I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. That shit goes around, you know.
And since that's going around, when you do jump back in the field, I wouldn't be alone with female comments because you just can't take a chance.
Yeah. And the worst part about the Bay Area comedy scene in the last decade or so that I've noticed, once all the dive bars all over started jumping on the open mic bandwagon, it spawned so many douchebags and assholes, that are...
Yeah, once they get the power and they're running a night at a comedy club, they're assholes. And they think you want to kiss ass to get on. They're clicked up, and it is what it is,
Yep. Yeah, you and I, we've seen that, and we've had to deal with it, and it's not right. It's bullshit,
Yeah, but it's the way it is unless you take control of your own destiny. And that's what I've decided to do. But yet I'm still getting shit because I do that.
Yeah, because they're fucking jealous.
Yeah. Yeah. And I bash some that bash me. And I funk hard. I'm notorious for funking, so I am who I am, and everybody is who they is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I feel that we can all, even if you don't like each other, that you can respect each other and stay out of each other's way.
Yeah. It's gotten to the point now where like people like you and I can say we want to be successful and stuff, right? And then these douchebags are like, get away from me, because they're jealous that they don't have the drive,
I figured it out. I think you're right, and they'll try to tell people lies about you, like promoters and bookers and club owners, lies about you, just so they won't open the door and deal with you. You know what I mean?
Yep. It's like that everywhere. It's just disgusting. But how far do you want to go in your comedy career?
As far as destiny will take me, I did do some studying. You got to have more than just comedy, though, because I don't want to be 20 years in the game and still looking for a booking or an open mic or depending on somebody to give me my check or I don't get paid.
Yeah, I don't want that either. Oh my God, I've been doing it 13 years now. And I had my first paid gig, Tommy T's, 2 years ago, just before I moved. And I couldn't show up to it because I was on BART and a tree fell on top of the BART that was behind us in a rainstorm. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And you didn't get hurt?
No. Nobody on my BART got hurt, but the people behind us did.
Yeah, well, that wouldn't have been in my chart, Charlie. I'd have got hurt.
Yeah. My first paid gig and I couldn't go to it. Oh, I was pissed.
I think I remember when you posted that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was pretty mad.
Okay.
That was the worst.
Okay. Let me go pee before you do that. Yeah, so, anyway, that's my story and I'm sticking to it.
Well, I think you're doing really good, I have to say, and I just know you're gonna go far because you got the determination and the drive.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that, and I appreciate you asking me to come on your podcast. And I'm a very humble person, so that's how I rock.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for taking the time tonight. And I hope I get to see you on stage somewhere soon in the future. And I'll talk to you again.
All right. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, there you have it. Lavon Godfrey. Ain't she a sweetheart? Thank you so much, Lavon. You are a strong and amazing person, and you will persevere and beat the odds against all those motherfuckers who put you down, put me down. We will both fucking triumph over everything in comedy. If you like this video, everyone, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Add me as a friend on Facebook. Join my Tommy Kovac comedian page on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all that fun stuff. Well, that's all the time we have this week on Splat from the Past. Until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying, there's no shame in living in the past, because the present sucks. Later, dudes!